So I just renewed my Myxfitness account since January, and I know that Myxfitness sold their bike and their company to Beachbody, and apparently Beachbody doesn't want to pay for music licensing right now because they've taken the music out completely. You used to have a trainer volume and the music volume you can skip on some of them they made you ride to that music beat. But the music's completely cut out now. When you call Myxfitness, they're like, oh, we're updating the music in our software. Okay, well, if that was the case, you would still have the old music and the old volume control. No more music option. It used to say trainer and music. And I explained to him that I'm doing a class that's about 3 years old because this trainer is no longer with the company, and they even removed the music from the old classes. So if you've been on the fence about, whether you should pay for the Peloton or find a cheaper option like the Myxfitness bike, a year ago I'd tell you to go with the Myxfitness bike. I've had mine since 2020. I've liked it. I stopped using it for a while. I just renewed my subscription. First thing I noticed, they stripped all the music. See, Myxfitness sold to Beachbody, the people who made P90X. And apparently Beachbody must be struggling because they axed all of the coaches and riders, so they're not filming any new routines. Then they got rid of the music, so now if you do a ride, there's no music. And so then you gotta put in your own earbuds and turn on your own music, but then you can't hear the trainer, or maybe put in one earbud and then you can hear the trainer. I don't know. So if you're on the fence, because people like me, we got these bikes, we're still paying on them or they're paid off, but if I cancel my body membership, I got a perfectly good bike that I can't use. So strongly suggest that if they are still selling Myxfitness bikes, run. Yeah, they're still for sale, and they're charging $1,300 for a bike that no longer has music and no longer has updated trainers. And if you go back and do the classes that are like 4 years old, they took the music out of those too. So don't spend the $1,300 on a Myxfitness bike. Get yourself a Peloton. And I've never used a Peloton. I'm brand loyal until you screw me over. Then I'm not. And the best part is like when you call their tech support, before I went on their Facebook page and saw people complain about it, when you call their tech support, they're like, oh, we're updating the software. It should be fixed soon. But I knew, because I knew that they've been firing other trainers. So it's sad. So anyhow, I gotta go do my poor man's CrossFit. Later. Show you guys a little secret. You ready for this? It's just between us. It's my Stinger waffle collection. Published as having them buy one get one free. Then I got my Gushers there having them buy one get one free. Another box up here. Grab some Stingers, a couple of Gushers. Jump rope. Okay, so the deal is, last night I got a walk here, up my ass, and I ran 8 miles. So, tonight, we're gonna do 20 minutes on the bike, which we just finished. Now I'm gonna put on the 19.5 pound weighted vest. We're gonna do some jump ropes, some weights, I'm gonna do a half a mile trek, and I'll come back, do some other sort of cardio. Then we'll grab the 38-pound sandbag, do a lap around the neighborhood, come back, do something else, do a lap around the neighborhood, come back, do the fireman carries, farmer carry I should say, come back, take a breather, once again, do some sort of activity. We're just going to play it by ear. Like I said earlier, I can't really do any burpees because of my toe. I can do push-ups because I do it cross-legged, where I put my bad toe on the back of my other leg, so it's not making contact, it's not doing that on the ground. So doing those push-ups aren't bad, so maybe we'll start there. Push-ups with a 20-pound weighted vest on. Your heart rate up for sure. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be right back. Guess what? It just started to rain. You know what that means? Looks like we're gonna get wet. Anyhow, it does mean I'm not gonna do the jump ropes because I ain't trying to jump on slick, wet garage door floor with wet feet and a 19.5 pound weighted vest. That's right, I just did 20 minutes on the bike, so I'm well in my calorie burn, but we are going to do the 38.4, formerly 40 pounds sandbag. That was a sandbag I filled up shortly after Hurricane Ian in 2022. I started using it to work out with real Florida sand, so it's actually a sandbag. Over the last 2 years, it's lost some sand. Now it's down to 38.4. But anyhow, I'm going to get schlepping this thing around the neighborhood, so I'll talk to you when I get back. Making progress. Whew, I am sore. So this sandbag is covered in packing tape, not duct tape, packing tape, because I had to put a second bag on this when I discovered it was losing weight. So the first layer had white duct tape on it. I just put that new layer on there about 3 weeks ago. Didn't have any duct tape, so I had to use packing tape on it. I'm soaking wet from the rain, and so I'm carrying around a slippery 38.4 pounds. That's all right. We're gonna go do another lap. Okay. I'm gonna do a drink and then do farmer's carry, which is gonna be real fun with wet hands. Because those dumbbells are old and they have electrical tape wrapped around. So these bad boys have been nice and slippery. Fun. battery's getting low. I'm gonna make this quick. If you've never run long distances or before, or put yourself in a position where you're just physically just putting it out there, oftentimes to get through this, your body starts having weird thoughts or old memories start coming up. So I'm doing all these exercises, right? And I get to the point I'm doing the farmer's carry. Instead of doing an entire lap around the neighborhood or around the street, instead of doing a lap between my two streets for half a mile, I go down there, walk all the way back and back, and it's about a quarter mile. So I do that. So I walk all the way down there, turn around, walk all the way up there, go to the end of the street, and I would sit. When I'd rest, I'd sit the dumbbells down on the ground and they clank, right? Because they're dumbbells. So when I sit them down on the ground, I do this. Times 2, because there's 2 dumbbells. So while I'm sitting there resting, I'm walking circles. One of the things I've been waiting to happen is I've been waiting for someone to see me doing this weird shit in the middle of the night with what looks like a bulletproof vest on, at least to them, and call the cops. And so I had this weird thought, if you will, that someone inside, it's a little kid, saw me with the vest and the flashing lights, hearing that clanking, and they're little kids, and their imaginations get the best of them, and they freak out. The mom gets annoyed, calls the cop, and then I gotta explain to the cop that no, I'm wearing a 20-pound vest, and I'm just carrying dumbbells up down the street because I'm a loon. Shit you not. I just finished that up, did my last loop, and as I go run the loop, I come up and I just have my vest on. I see these 2 amber lights in front of the house that I had that thought at. If you look close, you still see his lights at the end of the street. When I was walking towards those amber lights, I said to myself, that's a cop. And I'm walking, weighted vest on, I'm walking. I see the cop walking down the porch, stops, gets in his car, and he's sitting there. And I'm like, you gotta be looking for me, right? So I put my headphones on mute. After all, I just had this whole conversation, this whole interaction took place in my head 15 minutes before this interaction. So I put my earphone in my pocket, walk up, and he sees me, rolls down the window. I'm like, are you looking for anybody? He's like, no, I was just calling here to do a welfare check. I said, oh, okay, because I've been doing laps out here for about an hour and I ain't seen anybody. But how weird is it that I just had this whole movie playing in my head where I had this interaction with a cop over a kid getting scared with the sound of my dumbbells, and then not 10 minutes later there was a cop sitting in front of the house standing in the exact spot that I just had that whole make-believe movie in my head. I don't know, weird. But I'm done. I'm gonna go in there and take a shower. Thanks for hanging out, and catch you on the next one.
This has been a Digital 410 production.